the men's game, we'll be talking about the Hall of Fame inductees for this year. Centralia ladies come in at 12 and 1. We're going to join Jerry Owens, and then we'll come back with more of the game. He's going to give us starting lineups and everything, so let's join him.
That you're here to celebrate that with us. And in just a moment, we're going to recognize our sophomore ladies. But before we do that, if you would please stand and join in our Pledge of Allegiance, and then we will recognize our young ladies. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At this time, we have a couple of young ladies that have been with us for a couple of years now, and they have worked so hard. I'm just still amazed at the amount of time and effort that they have put in to make the last couple of years successful. They are just great young people, and again, they represent their team and their community so well, and we'd like to recognize them this evening. First, Alicia Sorensen. Her dad, Paul, and her nanny and papa are with her. And they come from the Freeman area over in the Spokane district. So we're glad that they made the trip over. And again, we're just delighted that she has shared her 2 years with us here and have worked so very, very hard and been so successful. And the coach has something for them there, and Garth and family get their pictures, and we appreciate it so much. Thank you, Alicia. Next, Susan Kenny. Susan, her mom Tammy, her dad Joe, brother Ted, sister Tricia, and her niece Cavani. We're glad that they are here with us as well. Susan is from Cedar Crest, and again has worked so very, very hard, been so successful, and has made this a delightful 2 years to watch them work and play and be so successful. Okay, thank you. And also, how about a nice hand for Coach Shane Schutz? Shane. Caleb Sales, Joe Milton as well for helping out, but these men have helped those ladies become the players that they are. We appreciate their time as well. And now we again welcome you to our ladies' game at halftime. We will have induction of our Hall of Fame members. And at this time again, I'd like to welcome the Grays Harbor College Chokers and our host Blazers. Introducing the starting lineup first for the Chokers. A 6-foot freshman, number 3, Rami Begay. A 5'9" sophomore, 5, Kennedy Wharton. 5'5" freshman, 24, Toy Simmons. 5'10" sophomore, 32, Sydney Long. And a 5'10" sophomore, number 40, Samantha Wise. And the rest of the team, head coach, Mr. Chad Allen, Jen Jorgensen, and Craig Holloway assisting. And now the starting lineup for your Lady Blazers. A 5'8" freshman from Hawkinson, number 15, Sydney Cole Vogler. And again from Cedar Crest, number 22, Susan Kinney. And from Freeman, number 24, Alicia Sorensen. Skyview's number 32, Tiana Thompson. And from Linwood, number 34, Monty Cooper. And the rest of the players, Alicia Tabasola and Katie Whitten. And again, Coach Shane Schutz, Caleb Sales, and Joe Milton. Thanks to all of them for the amount of time they have put in and their success this year.
All right, we want to thank Jerry Owens for those introductions. Again, the Lady Blazers come in at 12-1 for the league play and just beating Lower Columbia by a score of 73-37. And boy, that was a surprise. Joining me is Bruce Hunting. Hey Bruce, thanks for
beginner game or officials, Mr. Mark.
Let's turn Jerry down there. How's that? And
okay.
Get ready to play. Your headphone levels are right there. It's one of those technical things.
It's
so
just so convenient.
It's too loud. So we have that tip off, and Grace Harbor is going to control the ball. Grace Harbor is in the playoffs, so they are 7-6 on the season. And typically they haven't been a very good playing team, but this year they have made the playoffs. So.
Well, they've been up and down. They're a 500 team, but really the player to watch for Grace Harbor will be Kennedy Wharton, who's averaging, I believe, about 20 points a game.
That's Thompson with a turnaround jumper. Grace Harbor leads 3-2. Of course, this is on TV. We don't have to describe every little thing. That's always nice.
I'm not sure I ever had that luxury.
Yeah. Full court pressure by the Blazers. Sorensen gets the steal. Puts it up. Kennedy gets the rebound, or Kenny rather. She'll bring it out. Get it cross court to Sorensen. Back to Kenny. Inside to Thompson, and Sorensen with a long three-point shot. That bounces. Looks like Cole Vogler will get the rebound. Back out to Sorensen. They've kind of changed their philosophy up in the last couple of weeks. You know, they at one point, Kenny was the point guard, and we saw in the last couple games that they put Winton in as a point guard because they both play point guard. I think that was the philosophy down at Lower Columbia.
Well, I know that Kenny has been, like you mentioned, has been playing the point most of the season, but really, you want your shortest player playing up on top, and Katie at 5 even gets the nomination.
Yeah, so early in the season, we saw Sorensen take a lot of three-point shots, and I was talking to Coach Schutz about that, and they said, yeah, the other teams, you know, kind of switched up their defense, and they were preventing her, got a shot clock violation, preventing her from getting out.
Speaking of defense.
And so they switched it up a little bit. It proved to be very successful. But we have Whitten tonight's sophomore night, so of course they're starting all the sophomores, and Whitten sitting on the bench right now. So good defense by Centralia.
They've just had an amazing season overall with 6 or 7 players, and they pull away from teams. They'll press all the way to the end, and I don't know where they get the extra fuel to be able to do that.
Yeah, one thing we talk about is how they methodically just kind of pull away. The game's always close, and all of a sudden you look at the score in the second half, and they've got a 15-point lead. So
they pull away, and that's what they did against Lower Columbia in the game last week down in Longview. It was relatively close for the first half. Centralia pulled away a little bit, but then the second half they scored 88 points, and it was all over but the shouting, really.
Yeah, you know, the game here, I don't know if you saw the game here, but Lower Columbia came out really on fire, and they took a big lead, and Centralia was just missing some easy shots. And so at the end of the game, you know, we really thought that Centralia could have pulled out that game had they not missed those easy shots. And, you know, going down to Lower Columbia, anytime you go to your rival on their home court, you think it's going to be a tough game. So that was really a surprise.
Embarrassing them.
Yeah, oh yeah. But we thought Centralia could win that game, but we never thought it would be a blowout.
Well, I think what happened, too, maybe for the first Lower Columbia game here was that it was coming out of the holiday break, and Aloha Salem was Aloha period, and they brought Monty Cooper in after her injury took her out of pretty much all of December. Those are two very different types of players, and when you've only got 7 players on your roster, any change that you make to a rotation is going to change the way you do things, and I think that might be one reason why
Yeah.
we're seeing, Susan
Right.
Kenny on the wing. Although she's someone I want to see the ball in her hands as often as possible because she just makes things happen.
She's a dynamic player,
She
definitely.
really is.
So, yeah, with Centralia coming in tonight, they have a playoff berth. And, as we get to the playoffs, it seems like they play more of a half-court game, and we've seen Centralia kind of slow that down a little bit. That's what we wondered about that switch to having 2 point guards in there at a time, was maybe they were getting ready for the playoffs. But after talking to Coach Schutz, he said, no, it's because their defense, we have to counter what they've done. So,
And this is a team too that you really can't just necessarily define a player by a position because they all do so many different things that's very multi-talented. And so, Katie will take the point sometimes Susan will. But they make it work. They make it work. They play very well together, very good ball movement. I've noticed that all season.
yeah.
And they're just unselfish. They generally don't take bad shots either.
Yeah, what's interesting about tonight's game is both Centralia and Grays Harbor come in with 7 players, and usually Centralia's on the short end of the deal, and they can't really foul, or they can't take those silly fouls early because that could really affect the outcome of the game. So you've seen them kind of play good defense, but kind of back off at times because they just can't afford any injuries or someone to foul out. And tonight we have kind of an even match there, so that's going to be interesting throughout the game.
And one of the things too that Centralia's had to face most of the season is that they are outsized by most of the teams they're playing against, and really no difference here tonight with Grays Harbor with the 6-footer and Romy Begay, and Cindy Long and Sam Weiss are both 5'10". But they make it work, and they do it in transition, really. I think it's the press that's really been the catalyst of a lot of what Centralia does.
Yeah, I was a little worried when they got down to 7 players. I have Katie Witten in a class, had her earlier this year too, and I was asking her about that. And just a lot of injuries, and what can you do? You just have to play through it. But I think as you get to the playoffs anyways, you kind of narrow it down to the players you put in anyways.
And it might actually, to some degree, be to their benefit to go into half-court sets because they won't be running so much.
Right.
I mean, they've been living off the transition game, off turnovers all season, but they're able to get a little more of a rest when they're only working on the half-court sets.
Yeah. Well, when they do the full-court press, too, and that kind of tires you out.
Yeah,
so,
it
they've got to
does.
be in great shape to do
And
that.
that's just another amazing thing because they'll press full court all the way through the game at times. They don't seem to get tired.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Katie looks gassed, definitely. She gets very red-faced, but they hang in there, though. They don't give it up.
The last home game we did, Katie played almost the full game. She got cramps toward the end of the game and went down.
That's right.
And
that's
so,
right.
but she just said, "Oh yeah, I just got a little dehydrated there."
But then she had to come back out at the end of the game after there was a foul out at the very end, thankfully.
So 6-3, the Blazers in the lead. Hope you're enjoying the game tonight. It's our last home game that we're doing, although we will be doing an all-star game.
Well, plus there will be a home game next week for regionals.
Oh, is that right?
Being one of the top 2 teams in the division, they'll have a team from the East coming over next Saturday.
Okay, so I'm sure we'll probably be broadcasting that one. I know on the 9th of February, we're doing the high school all-star game here. So, yeah, Grace Harbor doing a better job this year than I've seen them in a while. Coach is doing a great job of recruiting players and then, getting them to play their style to make the playoffs.
It's been a really interesting season in the West because even though Centralia and Lower Columbia have been near the front of the league all season, there really hasn't been that one team that just steps out at you and makes you go, wow, like Lane has throughout the season in the NWAC South.
Right. Yeah, and we've seen some teams that traditionally haven't done well do a lot better, like Pierce College. I know they had a pretty good season this year, too.
South Beach.
So that's Thompson drawing the foul there.
And Tiana's one of the unsung players on this team. I think that most people, when they watch Centralia, they're going to be mostly noticing Alicia Sorensen and Susan Kenny, but they've got a lot of role players that fit in very well. And Tiana Thompson doesn't score a lot of points, but she makes her shots. I believe she's still averaging over 50% from the field this year. She'll get a rebound here and there, and Again, there's a lot of real disparate
Right.
parts, but as the whole, they've won, I believe, 11 of their last 12 or 12 of their last 13.
And Cooper is a workhorse for them too. She does
She
such
really
a great
has been,
job.
and she gives them a little more size down low too. Not necessarily in height, but she's got some muscle on her, and that's something that Centralia hasn't had a lot of this year.
Yeah, one thing Centralia has been doing all year, and we saw them do it last year, is that full court press seems very effective. A few teams have broken it, but for the most part, they made that adjustment in the second half and able to really put a lot of pressure.
Shane has done a real good coaching, the job of coaching this year.
Yeah, he has. So there she is, number 3.
Begay.
Begay, yeah. How tall is she? She's 6 foot.
6 footer, yeah, and hitting a 3.
Got a nice touch for South Puget
Oh,
Sound. Nice drive by Cooper there. Gets that up and in.
rather off balance. She was at about almost a 90-degree angle when she let that shot go. That takes some concentration to be able to do that.
So smart timeout by South Puget Sound. 4:16 in this first quarter. And again, with the women's game, we've gone to 4 quarters. They did that because they were hoping to bring the score up a little bit more. And so it's different from the men's game, and that we just play those 2 halves. Well, I don't know. What do you think of that, going to the 4 quarters?
It took me a while to get used to it. I came out for the Clark game in December, and that was the first game I'd seen, and I've only missed, I think, 2 since then. And it took about 2 or 3 games really to get used to the fact that they were playing quarters. And
Yeah.
of course, the first time was that I look at the clock and it's down to about a minute or so. I thought, wow, almost halftime already. And then when they stayed out on the floor after the horn, it's like, oh, wait, quarters. So, yeah, there was a transition.
It does seem like the scoring's up for the women's games, too. So it apparently it's had some effect. So Grays Harbor controls the ball down just by 1 point. And again, we see Centralia always just kind of methodically play, and then they'll pull away before you know it. And we'll see if that happens tonight.
I think a lot of what happens in the first quarter is that they're looking at the offensive and defensive tendencies of their opponent, and they'll make their adjustments by the second quarter, and that's when they start to show signs of life. Like last week, it was 13-3 South Puget Sound early, but then from that point on, it was all Centralia because they made the adjustments.
Yeah, and I wonder if part of it, they don't want to get into foul trouble in the first quarter.
Exactly.
So you got to be careful, and maybe you don't go for some loose balls as you normally would, or a block. So Kenny, who will be graduating from Centralia College this year, gives it out to Cooper. Cooper back to Kenny, across to Sorensen. Sorensen's going to miss that pass.
Ball was a little bit low off Felicia. It was just skipped right by her ankles.
Schutz will call timeout here. I notice Coach Schutz's father is sitting across in the bleachers over there. I think he was a coach when I first came here to work. He was a women's coach, and then he left. I believe Gary Viggers came in and did a great job, and then Shane has come in, and has just done an outstanding job too.
Of course, I remember when I believe Dan was coaching at Rainier High School when Shane was playing there. Obviously, he coached the boys team, and then his sister Shantae, who also played here. And Shantae, I don't think ever met a shot she didn't like, but she put him in too.
Shane, I think, hit 50 in a game once, something like that.
Oh, it was over 50, I think. Yeah.
I think he told me it was 51. He shot that 3-pointer from his hip.
Yeah.
It was kind of an interesting shot.
Got to have the confidence to do that.
So a good tradition of women's coaches here at Centralia College over the years. Going generational now.
It's been a pretty solid program, there's Tiana Thompson.
Oh, nice.
Guess the bucket draws the foul.
Gets the bucket, so she'll go to the line.
But it can't be hard to have a real consistent winning program at the community college level, because they're only here for 2 years, so you can't really build with the 4 or 5 year commitments from players. You get them for 2, maybe 3 if you get a red shirt, but that's a lot of roster turnover, so you've got to have a good system in place to make it work.
Yeah.
And they've done that, actually. Again, Shane's done a really nice job with this program since taking it over.
Outstanding job. Thompson completed that 3-point play. With Gary Vickers, I know he was really big on conditioning, and he would get the women in the summer, and they would, the girls that I have in class would just tell me how much conditioning but they were always very well-conditioned teams, and I think Shane's philosophy is a little bit different, but he gets the best out of the girls too.
I think he knows, and I haven't watched enough in recent years to know, if it's been a consistent thing. But he seems to be able to find what kind of talents that his players have, and he'll tailor his team to fit those talents. And you've got to be pretty confident as a coach to not to stick to a system, whether you've got the personnel
Right.
to follow it out. You take what you have and you work
Figure
with
that out. Yeah, smart coach, definitely very smart. So 3:25. Got Mark Reicke coming in at the quarter break. We'll figure out what we're doing here.
Okay.
Always good to see you around, though.
Yeah, no, it's been kind of fun being a fan this year and just enjoying the games for what they are. And
yeah, I bet. I see you in the crowds and on Facebook every now and then. So. Nice 3-point clock shot violation there. 3:02 left in this first quarter.
I think the crowds have been coming up a bit too. I know that during the pre-league games in December they were pretty thin, but
yeah,
really once the conference season started, they picked up, and it's good to see. I think so many more people ought to be coming to these games and watching this team, because they have really renewed my enthusiasm for basketball, and it's been a while since I could say that.
Yeah, they are a very fun team to watch.
They are.
Kenny with that 3-point shot gives Centralia a 4-point buffer in that full court press. So there's going to be a foul.
It's Kennedy Wharton trying to dribble between Alicia Thompson and Monty Cooper, and I think that they're going to be doubling Wharton pretty much most of the night, because she's the straw that stirs the drink with this team.
Good to see the good sportsmanship, helping the opponent up too. That's always nice. So a lot of these girls know each other from high school or maybe summer leagues, things like that. So
sure, and I think Shane keeps them under control too, as far as just how they play the game and how they approach it. I've never seen a Centralia player come close to a technical foul this season, and you don't always see that.
missed shot, but rebounded, and that is Wise with that putback.
Samantha Wise, a teammate of Katie Witten's at La Center a couple years ago.
So 16-14, 2:06 left in this first quarter.
Grace Harbor hanging in there.
Thompson. Yeah, Grace Harbor doing a great job this year. Their coach,
Chad Allen.
And
Used
they
to
got
sing for the
players.
Guess Who?
No,
Wrong Chad Allen.
Yeah. They've got players, let's see, from Vegas, Lake
5 from Nevada.
Yeah. You got some kind of a pipeline
I guess
going
we know where they take their recruiting trips.
So, yeah, they've got a pipeline down in Nevada, getting some good players out of Nevada. Sorensen to Cooper, not making that connection, though. The ball will go out of bounds.
Apparently, with the coaches seeing Las Vegas, they bring back from Las Vegas.
Yeah. Witten coming in for the first time for Sorensen. This is sophomore night again. So we got sophomores. Only 2 sophomores on this year's team. Long pass.
Witten. Kennedy Wharton.
Stick her hand in and get a foul for reaching.
So I think a few fans made the trip from the harbor.
Yeah, that's Wharton, leading scorer, as you mentioned, for Grace Harbor. She gets fouled. Witten just checking in, gets a quick foul there. Only 2 team fouls for Centralia, 3 for Grace Harbor. Wharton's shot is good. Kenny brings it up. Yeah, nice crowd out tonight. You can hear him being very vocal. Vogler, quad course pass to Witten. At 5 foot tall, she's been driving to the hoop the last couple of games.
She has.
Wharton with the ball for Grace Harbor. He's up to.
Oh boy, that's Robbie Begay again. Same spot she hit a 3 from a little bit earlier.
I think that's her 3rd 3. Maybe 2nd, but I know that she's got a nice touch on that 3.
Now Grace Harbor's up by 7.
And just like that, you just kind of turn your head, and Grace Harbor has taken that lead. We've seen a lot of games, though, where Centralia has started slow, and like you mentioned, pick it up in the second quarter usually. So, but I'm sure.
I'm not worried yet.
Yeah, you get to the playoffs, you don't really want to start off too slow.
No. But for tonight, if they're still down by 7 with under 2 minutes to go, then I start worrying. But
yeah,
they just have an ability to resuscitate that they play with heart. That's
Yeah.
that's the word that always comes out when I think of them is heart.
Yeah, both teams in the playoffs, so just trying to figure, if Centralia, they don't want to lose because they've got the league title, co-title with Lower Columbia at this point.
There we go. There we go. Susan Kenny with the three from the top.
23-19. Still by Cole Vogler. She's going to be fouled. Looks like Vogler's shoulder is wrapped up there a little bit.
And watching Susan Kenny play, and I've been paying attention to this since I was told by Sandy from the athletics office, watch her run and she's always upright. She does not crouch down. And I don't know if that's just the way, just the physiology or just how she plays the game, but she's usually very upright. But she doesn't give up very many steals. You would think that somebody who stays upright like that might lose it on the long dribble. She lost that one inside the hoop.
Yeah. Kenny with that three-point shot. Down by one now. It looks like Cole Vogler will knock that out of bounds, covering Wharton.
Sydney Cole Vogler, another one of the unsung players here, doesn't get a lot of points, and the stat line isn't always that impressive, but she moves the ball well. She'll set a screen, she'll get a rebound when it's necessary, and keeps the ball moving.
That's Cooper with that block, and we've seen Cooper block a number of times. Mentioned that. So end of the first quarter, Centralia with the lead. No, Centralia down by one, I'm sorry. 23-22.
Scored 6 in a row. Both of those, I believe, on Kenny threes.
Yeah, Kenny heating up early tonight. We see Sorensen make a lot of those threes.
Any idea whether there are any four-year colleges looking at Kenny? I think that she could certainly play at a level like Central or St. Martin's.
Yeah,
No
I haven't
question.
heard.
Having seen several games at that level of competition.
Yeah, I have not heard about any of the recruiting yet. I'll probably start asking some of the players about that as we get closer to the end of the quarter and see what's going on.
That's true.
So you going to stick around? What do you want to do here?
I can, or
we got Mark.
Well, you got a guy here. I'm just
get another
keeping the chair
headset
warm,
in here.
so.
And,
oh no, three of us would just make it even more.
I'm losing my voice, so it wouldn't be so bad, really. But I'll leave that up to you because I know you came in to watch the game.
I'll hang out until halftime. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
I'll give you a voice rest. So
okay, then he's going to do most of the talking second half. So all right, because I'm losing my voice.
Okay, we can do the transition right now if you want. Or you want to hang in, or?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. No, I know what it's like to have your voice going down, believe me.
It's always good when class comes up on Monday morning and you're able to talk. So
I remember calling games from the State B tournament in Spokane, 4 games in a row. 2 on the boys' court, 2 on the girls, and by the time we got to the fourth quarter of the last game, I was sounding like Froggy the Gremlin. That never had the range on my voice again that I used to have before that. All that for $50 a game.
Yeah. Witten misses that shot, three-pointer, and it'll be a rebound by Grace Harbor. So Grace Harbor in the playoffs, coming in at 7-6 on league and 13-12 overall.
They started off the season pretty well, and they were right up near the top, along with Centralia. Lower Columbia was behind a little bit, at least in the preseason, just for comparative records. Grace Harbor had, and South Puget had the best records of the NWAC West in non-league play. But you looked at who they played, and I thought, well, that's going to kind of even out once we get to league. Because Grace Harbor was beating teams they should have beaten, but it's pretty much shaken out the way I kind of figured it would, where it came down to Centralia and Lower Columbia.
Of course, Grace Harbor College right next to the South Shore Mall in Aberdeen.
There you go.
I lived there for a little while as I worked in radio, a couple radio stations down there.
Oh, that's right.
Early in my career. And,
KDUX?
no, actually, it was KGHO.
Okay.
And then KBKW, which became KAYO, I don't know what it is now. But
did you work for Bill Wolfenbarger then?
No. Well, let's see. No, I didn't. I was working for somebody else. I forgot their last names. The Dowlings?
Oh, can't think of it.
So,
little inside baseball.
But I worked for Ernie Leninkohl when he owned the station. Whoa. Ball came toward us.
Yeah.
But
Thanks to Alicia Sorensen for deflecting it.
yeah, exactly. I've been hit by the ball before, so. But Grace Harbor, for all the time that I lived down there, I never actually visited the college or anything. But I saw it, driving by the
And
mall.
they don't have their own home gym either. They play at Sam Ben Gymnasium at Aberdeen High School or Weatherwax High School if you want to go for the formal.
It's kind of like Pierce College used to do that before they got their own gym. They used to play at Western State Hospital for a while, and they played at
Really?
Lakes High School.
Played at Western State?
They did for a few years there. They played there, and so
What kind of a fan base they had there?
I don't. Well, so talking to some of the former players that played there, they said, yeah, it was a little different playing.
That's cool.
So, but anyways, so from Grays Harbor, the ladies showcase, it's a nice place. Have you ever been there? A lot of people
not
drive
to the college. No, I've been to Grays Harbor many times.
Yeah, through there to go to Westport or Ocean Shores sometimes.
Well, no, actually, I've been to Hoquiam to do Grays Harbor Gulls
true.
games
Yeah,
that
that's
we
right.
ran on KCD.
That's right. You've done.
Year?
You've
Boy, what was that? 20 years ago.
You did a bunch of high school games too. Did you do any from Hoquiam High School?
I haven't done high school out there. I did a Little League game from the Little League complex out there last summer. Horrible broadcast. It may have been the worst of my career, and that's saying something because I've had a few. But it was a frustrating game. But great complex, though. I was very impressed with it.
So both point guards are in. Sorensen with the drive tries to get it over to Thompson, but he'll get knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what Alicia was trying to do with that. She cut into the lane, and then she throws a pass down low, and it looked like she might have thought that Thompson was going to continue from the left side, but she stopped moving, and the ball went sailing out of bounds. Fortunately, off the Grays Harbor player's hands.
Thompson had a nice move there, nice spot to bank it in, but just misses. So Grays Harbor with a 3-point lead.
Just from what I've been watching, I feel pretty good about Centralia's chances tonight because they've fought back in this one, and my guess is that the Blazers are a little bit used to playing with the short bench. I think Grays Harbor's lost a few over the course of the season, whereas Centralia never had more than 7 to begin with.
Right. Yeah.
I think there might have been one game where they had 8 suit up.
Yeah. Yeah. Still very impressive team. I'm still really impressed by. We got a jersey thrown at us here, or a jersey top.
Yeah.
From that is.
I think that was Alicia Cooper Tabasola.
Tabasola. Yeah, she was out sick for a game, the last home game.
So I heard it was pretty bad.
Yeah,
something she ate. It sounded
or
like
something. Yeah.
Alicia
her in
Sorensen
class
going
too.
inside.
She's in the class with Katie Witten, so they were telling me about how, she wasn't feeling too good, couldn't play in that game. But she did listen to our broadcast, watch our broadcast, so that's good.
Yeah.
Begay with the ball, hit a couple of threes earlier. Wharton now. Grace Harbor being patient, but they've run out that shot clock a couple times. They can't be too patient. Rebound by Kenny.
They've had the shot clock expire on him twice already here in the first half.
Sorensen with a long three. That'll rim out.
In and out tough lucker, as Bob Blackburn used to say.
Yeah. Cooper Tabasola tries to get the rebound, but unable to do that. She's listed at 5 foot also. I was going to say 5'2", but then people would think she's 5'2", but she's 5 foot also. Yeah, there you go. All right, full court press. And who's on first?
I don't know. Third base.
Yeah.
Now, I've told my wife, Linda, that there's a couple of players on the team that she could look down on. She said, "You're kidding," because Linda's like 5'1". I said, "No, they play too. They get lots of time."
Begay in. We have a new player in at 23. She's listed at 5'9". That is, what is that?
That is
Tao.
Rochelle Tao.
She's out of Reno, Nevada too. Centralia still down by 3.
Out of bounds, Blazer ball.
And that'll be a
And
turnover.
Toyisha Simmons was driving down the floor, and she was under control, but I don't think that the cutter coming down to the left-hand side was expecting the pass, and it was a little bit in front of her anyway.
So we have Thompson coming out for a breather. Who we get back
still
in?
sitting.
Sorensen came back in, it looks like.
So it looks like Monty Cooper's going to set up in the low post.
Yeah, Kinney playing that point. We also have that Cooper Tabasola. Kenny will drive.
Oh,
Nice layup by her.
Slices through the defense for a one-hander off the glass. That was gorgeous.
Did that with her right hand, too.
Yeah. There's an errant pass inside, taken away by Sydney Cole-Vogler.
Nice crowd out tonight. Get out for the men's game tonight, too. We have Hall of Fame coming up at halftime.
Okay.
Got some inductees tonight. So we'll let Jerry Owens talk about them when they come out. So you can stick around for the halftime Hall of Fame. I think talking to the athletic director, Bob Peters, you have to be out of school for 5 years before you can be nominated, and then you have a committee that votes on it.
Okay.
And so that's how you actually get into the Hall of Fame. And you can nominate people. Anybody can nominate people. Just got to call the athletic department, I believe. And then they do a vote every year. So we have 3 inductees tonight, including Jason Moore's wife.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought that she might be. Figured she had to be related anyway.
Yeah, she was on the golf team. Really a good golfer.
I wouldn't know what that's like. I watch them on TV. That's as close as it gets for me.
Yeah, it can be a humbling game at times, definitely.
Oh boy.
3-point shot, Grays Harbor in and out. And the shortest player on the court, Cooper Tabasola, comes up with that rebound. Matter of positioning sometimes and blocking out.
It is. But she comes up with a surprising number of rebounds for a player her size.
You know, Witten does too. So,
Yes, she does.
You know, again, let's go back to Coach Schutz and their assistant coaches. They do a great job of coaching the girls. Cooper stops, thinks about it, gives it out to Sorensen with the 3. A little bit off the mark. And that was Powell with the rebound.
I think one of the things that happened too after the break is that the Blazers had to find more outside shooting with Lois Salem gone because she could fill up the hoop in a hurry, but then had to leave because of discipline problems. And it was like, okay, so who takes our threes now? Because she was as close to automatic as it came. But I think they've got that worked out, though. Kenny can hit him, Sorensen can hit him, and they just spread it around a little bit more so there's not a designated long-range shooter.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes when
They're tougher to defend that way, too, I think.
You know, we may not have found that out unless there was a couple injuries on the team because, you know, sometimes you're forced to try other things out and you find out, wow, these other players, and it's actually a benefit to us. Sorensen with the 3. Sets her feet.
Just missed that.
Just missed that one. But if you're a shooter, you got to shoot through those misses.
You do. You got to be confident.
1-point lead. Tabasola almost with the foul there, but had most of the ball. Cooper with the ball. She's going to bring it up. So she's going to drive all the way and going to be tied up, but Blazers will maintain possession.
That shows something of Monty Cooper because at 5'10", she's the tallest player on the team. Yet she was able to just work her way down through the Grays Harbor defense in transition, showing that she's got some pretty good body control and ball control too for a player who's considered the 5 on the team right now.
I really have to compliment the refs this season because a lot of times, you know, when a player blocks a shot, they just call a foul automatically. I've seen that in the past, but the refs this year have been really good about, you know, knowing that they got all ball and not just call a foul because someone stuck their hand. So you really got to compliment them on the great job they've been doing all season long. And if they're watching this tape, hi guys.
We'll take 20 in unmarked.
No, they're doing a fantastic job.
I've not heard that much criticism from the stands this year for the referees.
Oh no,
too.
yeah.
And people usually aren't too shy about that kind of thing, so must be doing okay.
Cooper with her second free throw. That's gonna tie up the game at 27. 3:40 left in this first half. Centralia went down to Lower Columbia, and wow, that was something.
Took them apart.
Yeah. Kinney, nice steal. She'll stop, put it up, and get that basket to give Centralia a 2-point lead.
And a good hesitation by Kenny right before letting that shot go too to get the defender in the air and get it committed.
She's got a really good feel for that. We've seen her do that a lot of times. A lot of players say they can, you know, hear the footsteps and stop.
Well, she's just a natural talent. She really is.
Efferson with the miss. The ball's going to go out of bounds. Centralia will get possession. 3:04 left in this first half. Centralia with a 2-point lead.
I believe the fast pitch team is at a tournament of some sort in the Tri-Cities this weekend. They're usually selling jerseys and such across the way from us.
I don't see their coach here tonight. He's usually at the games.
I think they're over the mountains.
So we'll be bringing some of the, try to get some of the, it's hard to get the fast pitch games in just because of the situation with the broadcast booth on the field. They play on a different field, and there's getting power from what I understand, and then the antenna from where they're at. It's a really kind of, you have to almost be on the side of the playing field to broadcast. But I know we're going to bring some men's games like we usually do.
Sure.
Second game, free throw up and good. 31-27 now, 4-point lead. Full court press again. And, oh boy, they're going to call a foul on Cooper Tap. No, I'm sorry, that's going to be Cole Volger.
Her first personal.
It's her first, so Cooper comes back in, Tablasola out.
And left her warm up top right here. So.
Yeah. I wonder if she knows.
I'll just leave it in.
We've been hit by balls before from the playing field, but never by a warm-up top.
That's a different one.
That's a first for us. Yeah.
I've been hit by hockey pucks twice in the same game, working the scores table. I went, I think, hundreds of games without ever getting hit. Same game I get hit twice.
Wow, lightning does strike twice.
Well, it kind of did that.
So yeah,
I'm glad they were on a downward trajectory because that could have really hurt.
I think about a year ago, I was looking at the color person and a ball hit me, and I was like, hey, you guys are supposed to protect me from this.
Really?
We need a big sneeze guard in front of us or something here.
Did their grade go down one? Or?
Well, I was talking to the people sitting next to me that were supposed to.
Oh, okay.
So
I figured the prof had a little juice on that one.
Wharton with those two shots there, 31-29. And 2:30 left in this first half, second quarter of play. So I ran into Coach Schutzer tonight at the store, and he used to say, hey, we're just in passing, nice game. And he goes, yeah, it was a good game. Cooper gets the ball taken away from her. Chokers bringing it down quickly. Wharton, 3-point shot. This is Simmons. She misses it. Cooper with that rebound.
Good positioning.
Up to Kinney. You can hear Coach Schutz yelling out a play there. I'm really impressed with Grace Harbor. They're doing a great job tonight. So are the Lady Blazers. Very entertaining game.
I frankly don't remember how close it was when these two teams met in the Harbor earlier this season. I don't recall it being a blowout.
No, I don't think it was.
I don't remember.
Nice block by Cole Volger.
I think Highline kept it closer on Wednesday than they had practical right to expect.
Again, Volger had that nice block and no call, so the ref's letting him play. So again, got to compliment them. I've watched too many games where somebody gets a clean block and they call a foul, and because he's assumed. But these refs are doing a great job. 1:13 left, counting down. I want to welcome you if you're watching on the web or on Channel 3 locally. Got the men's game coming up later, and Hall of Fame inductees at halftime of this game. Cole Volger with the drive, misses it.
I think a Grays Harbor player might have gotten a hand on the ball before she was able to get the shot up. That was kind of a quasi-hook and a little awkward looking from here.
So are you saying the refs missed that one? Or tonight is complimented? No, I'm kidding about that. So Simmons brings it out. 39 on the shot clock. 30, really the shot clock.
10 on the shot clock, yeah.
10, yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at the game clock up here. So,
as I believe Cindy
so
Long
shot
put
clock,
that in.
game clock are the same at this point. 22 left on it. Kenny's going to back out, just let the time run down, take that last shot. Score is tied right now. That's what she does. So Wharton coming out to Garter. Kenny will turn around, give it out to Thompson. She'll shoot a three, and it goes in and out. Cole Volger tries to get it in, and
wouldn't have counted. It was still in her hand when the buzzer sounded and the red lights went on.
Sorsen hoping maybe for a foul there. We've seen that happen at the buzzer at halftime, that they actually call a foul too. So we're going to go into halftime tied 31-31. We have the Hall of Fame coming up. So we'll try to get you some stats, but if they start the Hall of Fame inductee ceremonies, I think they're doing it this halftime. Yeah, here comes Garth out, the photographer. So we will turn it over to them and let Jerry do that Hall of Fame. So I don't know if we'll get to do some stats, but hey, thanks for
no
coming by.
It's fun.
I don't know. When was the last time you did a game for Centralia College? Do you remember that?
Oh, for KCD?
Yeah.
I think I was a student here.
Yeah,
that would have been about 94.
Wow, it's been quite a long time. So
I think Ryan Trotter was a student here too.
Oh yeah. Were you here at the same time as him too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think he ambled in sometime during the first half.
Yeah, when we were doing those games, we had those big cameras that we'd have to bring in here.
I remember that.
Set them up. I like these.
A lot nicer with these
remote control
permanently stationed ones too.
Yeah, we have those huge cameras, and had to get students to man those things.
Not always easy.
No, not always easy. Students with part-time jobs and classes they have to attend. It was kind of tough. So, but okay, we're going to join Jerry Owens. So thanks, Bruce.
All right,
very influential and done a great job here at Centralia College. Shailene Babe Moyer, known to a lot of you as Babe. She's our very first women's golf inductee from 2004 to 2006. She made all-conference team, placed second in the NWAC, and won the Grace Harbor Invitational in 2006. She played for St. Martin's University 2006 to 2008, and one of the first women to advance to the regionals. Runner-up at the Western Washington Invitational. She won the St. Martin's Invitational and also was ranked in the top 5 nationally and also had several top 10 finishes. She also was assistant coach, golf coach here at Centralia College, 2008 to 2010, and has given private lessons to children and to adults. So again, our very first women's golf inductee here at Centralia College. A nice hand for Shailene Babe Moyer. And her coach, former coach, Dave Clovedall, is doing the presentation there. Congratulations. Next, a young man that played basketball here at Centralia College from 1982 through 84, Mr. Scott Novak. Bob Peters doing the honors. He played on the 1982-83 team that finished second in the NWAC tournament that year. He attended and played at Simon Fraser University. He coached the LaConner JV team for 2 years. Then he moved up to the varsity for the next 3 years. After a while, he returned to LaConner as the athletic director for 2 years. And since then, he has been head coach of the boys team. And also, he coaches the girls team there as well. So he doubles up, coaching the men and women there, and he is inducted to the WIBCA Hall of Fame in 2015, and currently he has a 522 career wins. Wow, career win 522, and also he has been to the state tournament 17 times. Quite a record. He's done a great job. He originally is from Adna. Many of you remember him playing at Adna years ago in the 80s, early 80s, and did a great job there as well. But a tremendous young man, and has just simply had a great career, not only coaching but being involved in youth in many, many ways. We appreciate he and his wife being here this weekend so he could be inducted to the Sports Hall of Fame. Once again, a nice round of applause for Mr. Scott Novak. Good job of him. Good to see you. It's always an honor to get to learn about these people and get to induct them to the Hall of Fame. Thanks to our Hall of Fame committee that put in a lot of time. And if you have someone that you think should be recognized into the Hall of Fame that is not there, let us know. Call the sports department here at the college. Give Bob Peters a heads up and see what happens. Thanks, and we'll be back in about 9.
All right, we want to welcome you back to Michael Smith Gymnasium on the campus of Centralia College. We're at halftime of the doubleheader we're bringing you. The Lady Chokers are in town to take on the Lady Blazers, and then we have the men's game coming up. We had the Hall of Fame inductees at halftime, and it's also sophomore night, so tied at 31-31 at halftime. Lady Chokers come in at 7-6 for league. They've made they have a playoff spot, and the Lady Blazers are 12-1 in league, having beat Lower Columbia this past Wednesday down in Lower Columbia. We mentioned that a little bit earlier. Look at a couple stats here for halftime, and then Mark, you're going to take over play-by-play this half. I want to thank Bruce Hunting for coming in and filling in.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Did a great job. It's good to have you back. So let's see. Pretty exciting first half, coming to that 31-31 tie. But leading scores for Grays Harbor, and we kind of mentioned that Begay hit 5 3-pointers. Oh, yeah, 5 3-pointers. She just has that touch. Comes in at 6 foot tall too, and she's made 5 3-pointers, I believe. Leading scorer for Grays Harbor, and then for Centralia, we have 2 people with.
As we begin the second half.
All right, that's Jerry Owens, but we're going to take over. We'll talk more about those stats a little bit later as the game's just about underway. So both teams have made the playoffs. Grays Harbor will inbound the ball, and Mark, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Grays Harbor ball is number 24. Patricia Simmons brings the ball up. Let's see what the call is.
Looking at the clock.
It's a shot clock issue.
Something with the clock. I'm not sure what that. So only 4 seconds have gone off on the game clock and 7 on the shot clock, it looks like. So.
Yeah, it looks like they're resolving a shot clock issue here. Like he said, it's 4 seconds off the clock, 7 off the shot clock.
Kind of that UW game that just happened there, where Oregon State beat the UW, and if you look at the footage, with 3.3 seconds left to go, it looks like the Oregon timer didn't start the timer, and they ended up hitting a last point second 3 shot, winning the game.
Is that true, Wade, or is that just a sore loser?
I've looked at the footage a couple times, and it looks like the player was took about 3 steps. So, but it could be because I am a Husker, I could be a sore loser too.
Well, Blazer ball to Kenny, right back to Sorensen. First possession of the second half for the Blazers. Working the ball around the outside. Kenny, 3-point miss, but it's rebounded and put in by Tiana Thompson. 15th point of the game for Tiana Thompson. For Grays Harbor, 9 minutes left to go in this game. Bring the ball up the court, down by 2.
That's Wharton with that 3-point shot. She's their leading scorer. She misses it.
It's Sorensen. Back to Kenny. Jizek in that possession, really working the ball around the outside, around the arch. We're trying to work when they work the ball inside, was tipped.
Under 10 on the shot clock.
4 seconds left to go. They have to hurry to get this one off. And it's a turnover.
So we saw Grays Harbor extend that shot clock a couple times. They had a shot clock, I think 2 shot clock violations in the first half. So interesting to see Centralia have one of those.
And sometimes it has a lot to do with the offense. Sometimes it's really the defense that just needs to be more careful. Well, we have a miss there on the layup by 32, Sydney Long. Cooper gets the rebound, throws it out to Sorensen, whose 3-point shot doesn't go. Grays Harbor pushing the ball down the field, or down the court. She tries to get it up. She doesn't get a clean shot off. It's knocked out of bounds, but they maintain possession of the ball.
Yeah, mentioning how the refs have been doing a really good job of not calling fouls when people get complete block on the ball.
It's a hard call to correct call to make, but yeah, it makes for a much better basketball game. 24. Simmons slows the game down. Continue to rotate and work the ball around the outside.
Shot clock running down on him.
Number 24, Chief Banks, a 3-point shot. Simmons, that makes 5 points this game for her.
Yeah, 2 seconds on that shot clock when that went in too, so they ran it down.
Sorensen with the 3-point shot. It is errant. Grace Harbor gets the rebound. Number 40, Samantha Wise.
We haven't seen Katie Winton out there very much today, and we're not really sure why that is. She may have an injury.
Usually she plays a lot more minutes. In the first half, we saw her only play about 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, maybe we'll find out at the end of the game. Get over there and talk to her and ask her.
Yeah, and generally speaking, it's Tavisola Cooper, who's kind of that seventh person off the bench. Usually, I think she plays a few more minutes too. Good assist by the Chokers as Wharton puts in a 2-point shot. Cole Vogler with a 3-point shot. Doesn't go, but she gets the rebound off the tip. Shot clock resets with 6.5 minutes to go.
Sorensen, a lot of 3-point misses tonight. We usually see her hitting those.
So number 3 gets the rebound, dribbles it down the court, and her 3-point shot doesn't go. Cole Vogler doesn't get the rebound, but she does knock it off of number 24, Simmons. So now it's Blazers ball. Blazers down by 4 with 6 minutes left to go in this game.
Or this quarter, actually.
We've seen them in this quarter, excuse me.
They will settle for those threes. Centralia missing a lot of those shots.
Cole Vogler with another 3-pointer from out the same spot. It doesn't go. And once again, they get the rebound. Sorensen gets it.
Good hustle by the
Blazers. Cooper getting 2 rebounds in the same offensive possession, both times resetting the shot clock. And works the ball around the outside as Cooper takes it in. And she falls, so she'll go to the line. Cooper in the first half, shooting 1 for 2 from the free throw. So here we are, Wade. 5 minutes and 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Blazers losing by 4 points to the Grace Harbor Chokers. We've seen them start slow, but I don't know if we've seen them losing in the third quarter.
Yeah, you know what? They made their adjustments at halftime, but Blazers came out and have shot a lot more 3-point shots this half than at the beginning of the half, at least, and they just haven't hit on those. They've been open, just haven't hit on them. So
in the first half, Lady Blazers only shooting 21% from the 3-point line. Cooper makes one of her free throws, so now Blazers down 3 points. The ball is kind of players are playing a little out of control, knock the ball out of bounds. So Kenny brings the ball up the court. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
So you got to be a little more
Kenny
patient.
puts up the 3-point shot, and that one goes.
She's the hottest hand on those 3-point shots for the Blazers.
Unless somebody else made it, she's the only one to make any of the 3-point shots. So that I think that's 4 for 7 this game for Kenny in the 3-point shot.
Call a charge too on Grace Harbor.
Charge, and the fans loved it.
We've seen the Blazers take a lot of charges this year.
It takes discipline. It takes discipline to take a charge. Cole Vogler. Kenny gets it into Cooper, who hits it in the paint. It's a steal Blazers push the ball up the court. Sorensen takes a step back and shoots. It's a three-point shot, and it's good. Blazers now quickly with a quick 7-point swing. Now up by 5, 42 to 37 with 4:24 left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, Blazers on a run here, so smart timeout by the Lady Chokers, try to stop that momentum. But later Blazers, you can see that not only did they hit those shots, get the crowd into it, and then you get that full court press going, kind of bothering the Lady Chokers at this point. So good timeout by them, just kind of settle their team down. Good to see the Blazers heat up here.
Yeah, really a quick swing of about 7 points. Like you said, the three-point shot has been problematic for them, with Kenny making all their three-point shots in the first half. She came out, she hit another one in the second half, but Sorensen also hitting her first three-point shot of the game after going 0 for 4 on the three-point shot in the first half.
As a shooter, you just got to shoot through it, as they say, and she just kept putting them up and got that touchback. So hopefully that'll get her going here. That'll, of course, open things up in the middle for the other players. Centralia doing a good job of rebounding for the most part, especially when they've had smaller players. And it looks like at halftime they had, 19 total rebounds to 18 for, where is that, for the Chokers.
18 for the Chokers, yeah.
So had a 1-point advantage, one rebound advantage, I should say.
The full court press by the Blazers works as they force a turnover. Thompson gets a steal. She tries to play it up, but it's blocked.
Blazers get it back.
The Chokers cannot maintain control of the ball, so Blazers get the ball right back.
Good hustle by the Lady Blazers.
They work the ball inside to Thompson. He puts it right back outside to Sorensen. Three-point shot. This one doesn't go, but Kenny gets the rebound, the long rebound. Cooper going for the post move, but it's blocked. Grays Harbor slows down the pace. Number 5. Wharton brings the ball up the court, but stolen. Cole Vogler goes for the layup, but the defensive play really kind of got in the way there, made it a real tough shot. And however, Blazers maintain the ball, and it's a fall. And number 5, Kennedy Wharton, 5'9" guard, sophomore guard out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah, their leading scorer. She commits her third personal foul. That's kind of early in the third quarter. So they'll substitute her out. Oh, Boger, you see that was going a little off the mark when she shot that, at least from our vantage point.
So who's got the Gray Harbor ball? Gray Harbor ball, it does bounce out of bounds. Blazers going with the full court press, as they frequently will do on defense, trying to force some turnovers, trying to force the Chokers offense out of sync. Simmons trying to bring the ball up the court. They managed to break the press. Number 23 puts it up off the glass.
It's Simmons.
So that's
no, that's actually Tao.
Racho Tao, 5'9" forward out of Reno, Nevada.
So we saw her do that a few times in the first half.
So now Blazers up by 3 points, 3 minutes to go in the quarter.
Long 2-point shot by Cooper.
By Cooper, leading scorer of the night. Cooper hits the 2-point shot. You see a very similar shot by Tao there.
Tao's got that, she's got that touch off the backboard there.
Really,
uses it very effective.
a nice shot for her. However, they're still down by 3. Sorensen driving into the lane, kind of floats it up over the top for 2 points.
Takes it off the glass too.
Really, both teams going up and down the court quickly here, Wade, as we see 2 more points by Samantha Wise, 5'10" forward out of the center.
Oh, what an amazing shot by her.
Really nice play by Kenny, driving the hoop.
Kind of scoops it up and gets that in.
Cole Vogler nearly forcing the turnover there. However, it bounces just out of her reach. So Grace Harbor maintains the ball in their offensive court.
Yeah, Centralia is showing a lot of hustle out there. We've seen it the full game.
Simmons run the point guard. And it's a turnover. It's not really a great defensive play. They're really more of a sloppy play by Grace Harbor. Grace Harbor pushing the ball up the court. They're trying to attack the basket, but number 24, Simmons with the miss. Cole Vogler with the rebound.
So she'll bring it up, give it out to Kenny. See Centralia doing some good rebounding out there, as we saw in the first half.
Kenny with the three-point shot. She continues to shoot the ball very well from the three-point range. Blazers up 51-43 with about 1 minute left to go in the game.
We've seen this in just about every game, them just methodically kind of pulling away, haven't we?
And yeah, we've seen a couple of real scoring runs in this quarter. We see a substitution, Witten coming in for the first time, I think, the second quarter for Cooper.
Yeah, coming in at 5 feet tall. She's replacing Cooper, who's 5'10", so about a 10-inch difference there. But she'll play the point, or at least one of the points.
Well, she defensively, they ever matched up against the point guard.
Yeah.
But sometimes we see her play this two-guard possession. Looks like Kenny's gonna continue to run the point guard position, and Kenny calls the play with 25 seconds left to go. 21 seconds on the shot clock. So just a small difference between shot clock and play clock.
Yeah, we've seen them change up the offense a couple times throughout the season. Tonight, Kenny is back at the point. Probably a good strategy. You don't know the future opponents, not really sure what they should do.
Thompson a little frustrated with the call there as shot doesn't go. Simmons launches one, doesn't go.
That's the end of the third quarter. Blazers, it was 31-31 at halftime. Blazers have a 51-45 lead at the third. So good job by the Blazers. They went on a couple runs there. We saw Kinney hit a couple threes. She was the hot hand from the three-point range in the first half. Sorensen hitting one of those three-point shots in the second half.
However, 6 points is not a big lead. A lot of times at this point in the game, we've really seen the Lady Blazers with a larger lead. They came into the half tied 31-31. So really, I think at this point, the Grace Harbor, they really have to feel like they're still in this game.
Yeah, I don't see anybody really in foul trouble for Centralia. I know Grace Harbor, their leading scorer, Wharton, has 3.
And you think at some point in this fourth quarter they'd want to go back to Romney Bagay with her three-point shooting. I don't think she shot one that third quarter.
Maybe the Blazers might have made an adjustment on her in the second half as far as
That
guarding
could be
her.
too.
So but I'm sure they'll try to adjust to their adjustment and see if they can't get her. That would be my strategy.
So to start the fourth quarter, we see Witten still out there. Hasn't gotten a lot of playing time so far. Perhaps, like you said, maybe it's just because of this Grace Harbor College is a pretty tall team. Shortest player in the team, the 5'5" point guard, Tuisha Simmons. Besides that many 5'9" players, 5'10" players, a 6-foot player. A very lengthy team. As Kenny drives the lane.
Nice try by
Doesn't
Kenny.
go.
Split him, but unable to get the ball to go. We've seen her make shots, those unbelievable shots like that before.
And maybe that's just the height and length of this Chokers team making it harder to make that shot in the paint. The Begay with the ball to number 22, Efferson.
And Begay, you mentioned that about her coming in and trying those threes, and she just hit one there.
So now it's just Blazers up by 3, 9 minutes to go as Kenny slows down the game at the point guard position. Cole Vogler drives and is fouled. Nearly falls over the referee there, but she'll be shooting too.
So that'll be, who is that? That's Begay's second foul.
Second foul, so really, like you said, nobody really on the Lady Chokers in foul trouble yet. And so far, we've seen a pretty clean basketball game.
So Wharton, who has 3 personal fouls, he's the one player that has the most on their team, is back in leading scorer for them too.
So Kovagler hits her first, and the second one goes. So Blazers up
She's
by
coming
5.
out.
9 minutes to go. Freshman,
Thompson back in.
5'9", Tana Thompson coming into the game. Blazers going with the full court press. Really do, putting a lot of pressure on Wharton. She brings the ball up the court. Moving screen. So we have 32. Sydney Long, 4 falls, finding herself in foul trouble, but so far no substitution.
8 minutes, almost 9 minutes left in the game. Here comes somebody to substitute in for Grays Harbor. See that at the next stoppage.
Really nice pass by Witten inside to Cooper, who puts it off the glass for 2. Grace Harbor kind of struggling to just get the ball out of court against the Blazers' pressure. Wharton at the point guard position. To number 24, Simmons. The drive and the pass to number 32. Sydney Long doesn't go.
Yeah, Tiana Thompson able to knock it over to one of the Blazer players and get out to Witten. A good defensive stand by Centralia.
Let's see. There's a fall
32. That's going
on
to be
the
her.
Jokers. 32.
Well,
Another player with
that-
4 falls.
Is it 32?
Sydney Long. Or is it?
Oh, 30. Let's see. Maybe call
There's-
it 34. I'm not
There's
sure.
who's 34? There's no 34.
Yeah. So what's he? They're just telling him that. 32. Okay.
32. It is
That
32.
Would that be
Sydney
her
Long.
5th?
I thought that was her 5th.
Yeah, that is her 5th.
So
she's
she's followed the game. So we see a substitution. Number 40, Samantha Wise, 5'10", forward out of the center, coming into the game. A little confusion on how many falls she had. And so Blazers bring the ball in from underneath the basket. Witten receives it, gives it right back to Kenny. Kenny puts up a 3-point shot. This one goes off the rim. She gets the rebound, the long rebound. So the shot clock resets with 7.5 minutes to go. Blazers up 55 to 48.
Blazers get that back with 17 on the shot clock. Plenty of time for them.
So Witten gets the ball to Kenny, who you see 3 players on the outside as Tiana Thompson and Monte Cooper kind of try to post up. Cooper gets the rebound, the long rebound, and puts it in off the 2. Cooper leading scorer of the night with another 2 points.
Yeah, Cooper very patient on putting that ball back up. So it's interesting. Number 23 for the Chokers, Tao, is listed at 5'9", and yet she looks taller than Cooper out there. Cooper is listed at 5'10".
That's true. That's true. Very, very tall.
So either
Grace Harbor team.
she's
Witten
taller.
gets the steal, almost gives it up again. They find the sprinting Cooper for a layup.
Nice steal by Witten and able to roll it over to Cooper, and Cooper able to get it up and in.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard not to travel with the ball when you have it on the ground like that.
He's
but
actually kind of shovel passed it on the ground to Cooper.
long 2-point shot, but number 5, Wharton, goes. Blazers up 59 to 50 with 6 minutes, 15 seconds left to go. Witten puts up a 3 ball, and it's deep. off the mark.
Good try by Sorensen to steal the ball, but knocked it out of bounds off herself. Substitution.
Yeah, so the Grace Harbor maintains the ball. A substitution. Witten comes out, Cole Vogler comes back in the game. So we see this this tall lineup again for the Trailblazers.
Both teams knowing they're in the playoffs, probably experimenting a little bit.
You know, I think continuing to play with this tall lineup so far, I think it really suggests that Coach Schultz here, he is a little nervous about the length, tallness of his Chokers team.
So that foul called on Thompson, that's her first.
First one is a miss by Samantha Wise. Second one goes. So Blazers up 59-51 with 5 minutes, 41 seconds as Kenny brings the ball up the court. Sorensen over in the corner. Kenny to Cooper, back to Sorensen, who shoots a 3-point shot. There's just 6 seconds left. Fast break by the Grays Harbor, 24 points by, 2 points by number 24 Simmons. So now we, us, the broadcast team, we have substitution 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Lucas Kilgore coming in for Wade Fisher.
How are you doing, Mark?
Good. How you doing, Lucas?
I'm doing all right. Looks like we've got a pretty close game here, actually.
Pretty close. Tied game at halftime, 31-31. Now Blazers up 59-53 with 4 minutes and 43 seconds left to go. First shot doesn't go by Kennedy Wharton, the leading scorer this season for the Chokers. Goes right off the tips of her fingers, and it's a turnover for the Chokers, so Blazers get the ball.
And with 4:40 left in the fourth quarter, that's not a mistake that you need to be making. You really need to get your composure straight, especially if you want to win this one.
I'm sure Begay would like that one back. Leading scorer of the night, shooting the 3 ball very well. 6 3-point shots this game. I'm sure she'd love to get that one back.
Well, you turn the ball over, and then on the other end, you just let a wide open shot right there in the paint. Just let it go. I mean, you're not going to win a basketball game that way.
And Simmons has it, trying to work it inside, and she does to number 40 Wise, who nearly turns the ball over, but Wharton gets the errant pass. Cooper with the rebound.
Now that was a good shot to take, but kind of forcing the issue on the offensive end. Kind of want to see him run through sets and get a good look out of it.
Work the ball inside to Thompson. Gets it outside to Cooper. Cooper goes into the lane, puts it up. And there's no foul call, so it's just a block. And the Chokers with 3.5 minutes, really kind of slow pace here with 16 seconds on the shot clock already, down by 8. Sorensen with the rebound.
Transition, which is where the Blazers thrive, as they decide to set up the offense.
Yeah, Kennedy kind of driving there and then really pulling back as they work the ball around the outside.
Yeah, that's money every day of the week. You can't leave Susan Kenny open.
Kenny continuing to shoot the 3 ball very well. Shooting probably around half a dozen this game.
seeing a lot of standing around. No one's really moving too much trying to get the open shot.
Yeah, that's not going to do it. The layup is a miss by number 5, Wharton. Cole Vogler brings the ball up the court.
I mean, if anything, if I'm the Jokers, I'm trying to at least frantically do something. If anything, I mean, instead of standing around just beyond the arc looking for someone to take over, someone's got to take charge.
So we see a block by number 40, Samantha Wise. But it's right out of bounds. Yeah, so here we are with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Blazers winning 64 to 53. And on offense, the Chokers not really managing to get much going here.
No, they're not really moving around much, and it doesn't even look like they're in a set. I mean, they tried to look like at first get some sort of 4-out look, but I mean, who was it? Wharton, you said, is kind of their star. It seemed like they were just kind of waiting on Wharton to try to pull some play out, and really, that's not going to get it done, especially if you're trying to rally back. You need to rally back as a team, especially at this level. There's not that much star power to where one person is going to just single-handedly bring it back to the ball game.
So Blazers keep the ball. Just 10 seconds left on the shot clock, though. Sorensen gets the shot off right away. It is going off the top, the pipe on the basket, so this is well off. But so with 2 minutes, 7 seconds left to go, Blazers up by 9. Blazers with the full court press, trying to make it real hard for the Chokers. Begay brings it up the court before handing it off to Simmons. Kenny nearly steals it. Well, really nice play there by number 24, Toisha Simmons.
Yeah, great look. I mean, someone's trying to take over at this point, and Simmons, her name's being called. Almost got that to go.
Really a real athletic play by Cooper there with the pump fake. Really getting the defense out of position and before putting up an underhanded layup.
I mean, it's clear to see. You look at her versus everyone else on the court. She just overpowers everyone and almost got the layup to go. Almost like no one was tugging on her. I've got the chance to scrimmage a few times with Monty Cooper and the CC women. And Cooper, she's got a bag of tricks. She really does have those moves down to the post, and she uses them well. Has great patience, but at the same time makes plays timely.
Number 5, Wharton, 5'9" guard of Las Vegas, brings the ball up the court. A minute and 15 seconds left to go, down by 10, and they're using just about the entire shot clock. 6 seconds left on the shot clock before it's stolen by Thompson.
Well, that makes no sense to me. They're playing like they're the team ahead right now, and they're down 10. There's a minute left. I mean, time's running out.
You got to get a shot off there. I agree. Well, you see the Blazers continuing to attack the basket. Up by 10. Cooper gets the board, but it's blocked. The Chokers quickly bring the ball back up the court.
And on the other end there with Monty, that was a great defensive play, but you take a look at the last few possessions, and they were just letting them get whatever shot they wanted to. Alicia Sorensen got a good look. Susan Kenny drained a right wing three. Too easy of looks, and it's clear to see why the Blazers are up 10 right now.
Kennedy Wharton, 5'9", sophomore guard out of Las Vegas, misses the first one. Makes the second one.
I mean, I know they just cut it to single digits, but I don't know.
Kind of seems like a really an unusual time to suddenly try to get into this game after really using up a lot of shot clock the past 2 minutes, and really on offense being kind of lethargic and not even getting shot offense in some
Lethargic
cases.
is exactly. I mean, but you can see signs of it on both ends. I mean, on the offensive end, they're waiting for somebody to do something, but no one's really stepping up. And then on the defensive end, they'll get into the face, but then they'll slack off a little bit and just let them get whatever look they want. But Monty Cooper drives the paint.
And the second shot by Sorensen there pushes the lead right back to 10. 36 seconds left to go. Number 40 gets into the paint, kind of pushes it up, a jumping hook, and she's fouled. So Wise will shoot 2.
And I mean, it's kind of, you got kind of dim hopes right now, but if there's anything you want, you're the Grace Harbor Chokers, you want to stop the clock and you want to try to get some easy points on the board. I mean, and they came up unsuccessful on that trip too. Jokers are having a few chances here, but not making the most of them.
So who's shooting here? Is it Cooper?
I believe so.
Cooper, pretty good free throw shooter. Leading scorer of the game. The first one doesn't go though.
And something that's deceiving about Monty, she spends almost all of her time in the paint working the post moves, but she really can. She can let them fly from deep when she needs to. There's other people that are more suited on this team for that, but she can let them fly and she can connect from long range.
So we have an injury. We see Sydney Cole-Vogler limping off the court as Alicia Tavisola, Cooper Tavisola enters the game. Blazer ball.
You hope
Cooper,
it's just a stinger or something for Cole Vogler.
Chokers fouling Cooper. So with 22 seconds left in the game, we see the Blazers up by 11. Referee trying to hurry both teams up.
Can't blame him. With the tempo that it's been in just the 5 minutes of the fourth quarter that I've been here, at this point it's delaying the inevitable.
The first one doesn't go.
I mean, since they started fouling, 10 seconds have passed, and 1 point, make that 2 now, have been out of the board for the Blazers, and nothing else.
So we see the Chokers still attacking the basket. We see a fall
I agree, Shane. I agree, Coach Schutz.
against number 3, Rami Bagay, who in spite of not coming in the game as the leading scorer, has been the leading scorer after a really hot first half. She makes the first one. Misses the second one. Cooper gets the rebound. Thompson brings the ball up the court. Goes to Sorensen. And we're just gonna wait for this one to end. So final score, Blazers 68. Grays Harbor Chokers 57.
And while it wasn't necessarily a blowout, Mark, you had the feeling that this was pretty in hand midway through the fourth quarter.
Yeah, kind of a slow pace, kind of crawled through that fourth quarter. But we saw the Blazers really have a couple of nice scoring runs in the third quarter, and that was really what made the biggest impact in the game, I think. And after those scoring runs in the third quarter, in spite of kind of a slow fourth quarter, there's nothing the Chokers could do to really catch up.
Absolutely, but the thing is too is kind of how they went about it in the I realize that the Blazers defense is really stifling, but it just didn't seem like the effort was there in the fourth quarter for the Chokers, especially if you're trying to make that rally, if you're trying to come back. You need to put the pressure. You flip the script and put the pressure on the other team, but they were letting all the pressure get to them.
Yeah, really, really kind of unusual what they were trying to do in the offensive end there. I don't know if it was the players or the coaching or what, but they didn't really give themselves much of a chance.
So as the men are getting warmed up, did we get any final stats?
Let's see. I don't believe so. I don't think there's any paper.
Well,
well, nonetheless, we like we were talking about before you came, Wade. We saw the Blazers kind of run in an unusual rotation, what they usually do. We saw Tapi Solo only playing 6-7 minutes. We saw Witten playing around the same level. The Grace Harbor, really a tall team, very a tall team with a handful of players, 5'9" or taller than most of their team, with one player under 5'9". However, we saw the Blazers really match up well, win by 10 points against a bigger team.
well, absolutely. But the thing that I notice is when you have someone like Monty Cooper, the size doesn't necessarily matter if they don't know how to use it. Because it felt to me in just what I saw that the Lady Blazers were, despite having a size disadvantage, were just out muscling them. And you can be as tall as you want, you can have all the ability you want, but it's how you use it. And Schutz has this Blazers squad using their talents to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, like you said, I really think bringing up Monty Cooper is a good example of that, where you said she's a player. I've seen her make a three-pointer in a game once in a while. She'll make some long two-point shots, likes to shoot the ball, run the free throw line too. And however, really, on this team, where do they need her the most? Really, with these post plays that she does. And I mean, she's a real wizard down there in the paint. And I mean, so that's her doing what the Blazers need her to do.
Absolutely. And now we've got some final stats to look at.
So with the final score, Centralia College Blazers 68, Grace Harbor Chokers 57. Leading scorers for the Lady Blazers, Susan Kenny with 24 points, shooting 6 for 8 from the three-pointers. Also in double digits, Tiana Thompson with 17. Monty Cooper with 15. Leading double digits for the Chokers, Romney Begay with 19 points, shooting 6 for 7 from the three-point arc. And Kennedy Wharton with 13.
We haven't really touched on this with Susan Kenny, scoring 24 points, 6 for 8 from 3. I'd love to see her go to the next level. I know Coach Schutz is really working on that too, but Susan Kenny, like she shoots for 6 for 8 on the night, but that's not always what you're going to see. She does everything. She gets boards, she finishes inside among the trees, and she can shoot the lights out. So with a woman of her talents, with just the bag of tricks that she has, I'd love to see her go to the next level and continue her basketball career because she's fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Fundamentally, she's a player. You really see her do good things with the full court press. It really suits her. She forces a lot of turnovers, gets a lot of steals, and really puts pressure on a team on both ends of the court.
Really orchestrates the offense well.
And you hope all these minutes she's able to play. There's just 7 players on this Trailblazer team. You hope all these minutes she's playing might really suit her to move on the next level. All that valuable experience, playoff experience coming up.
Well, and you talk about endurance. She didn't sit down one time. She was the only Blazer, 40 minutes, did not take a rest. And you know what? At the end of the night, she doesn't look winded. So really, she's in great basketball shape. She's got great talents, and she'll be an asset to any team. So as the men are warming up, we'll take a break. The final score for the Centralia women game, 68-57. They get the victory over the Chokers. We'll see if the men can get the sweep in about 18 minutes.
Stay tuned. We'll be back in 15 minutes.